Hi. Today I'm going to talk to you about a little tweak, a little tip that you can use in your acting to magnify your stage presence and also defy the audience's expectations of your performance. Join me after the bump. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Doug Fahl, your augmented actor, helping you augment your acting career with tips, tactics, and tech. If this is your first time seeing me, welcome to my channel. You might want to subscribe. And if this is your 40th time seeing me, thanks for coming back. In today's video, there's a little trick we're going to talk about called thinking up. I'm a tall person. I'm 6'5". I tend to duck under doorways. I slouch a lot. I'm also an introspective person, so I tend to bring my focus down to the ground. When I feel like I'm talking to somebody eye to eye, I'm really not talking to them eye to eye. I'm actually looking down at them. I look down at people. Not figuratively, I literally look down at people. I was recently doing a play and the director kept wanting to bring my performance up, wanting me to show my face a little bit more. The note he kept giving me over and over was think up. And it was really a magnificent note. And he gave that to me several times. He had to keep reminding me because I have this habit of thinking downwardly. And there's a reason for that, and I'll talk about that more in a second. But when he's illuminated me with this idea of thinking up, of bringing your thoughts up when the character is thinking of the next line or responding to something, bringing it up so that your face can be seen is a little tweak that we should all be aware of. Now, not everybody has this problem as an actor, so if you do tend to bring your emotions downward, use the phrase think up to bring your face up. This will give you more stage presence, more presence in general, and will let the audience see your beautiful face. But there's a psychology behind why we tend to go downward with our thoughts. Investigators, policemen, FBI, those kind of people, they study people's body language, and they use body language and eye movement as a way of kind of determining whether they think somebody is lying to them or telling the truth. Now, it's not 100% foolproof, but most people will glance in certain directions depending on what they're thinking. When we are fabricating a visual image in our brain, meaning we're making up an image, we're imagining something that we haven't experienced, we tend to think up and to the right. And our head might tilt that way, our eyes might go up in that direction. And that's basically anytime you're imagining something. So if somebody says you're lying on a beach and you're relaxing, you will imagine that imagery up in your right. You'll glance up that direction. And if you are remembering an actual event from your past, you're going to tend to glance up into the left area. If you're recalling a fact or something that you've experienced before, you're going to tend to glance to the left or tilt your head to the left. So investigators are going to look for that kind of thing when they're interviewing you. If they ask you what color your house is and you go, it's red, then they're going to think, maybe they aren't living in a red house. Same thing with audio. If you look directly to the right, you're usually thinking about a sound that you don't know. Like, what is the sound of a hippo snoring on the Congo? You're making up a sound. And then when you think of a song from your past or a sound of your alarm or something like that that you know well, you're gonna remember it by looking directly to the left. Now, down into the right is where we look when we are experiencing emotions. And if you've heard the phrase, he's downright sad, he's downright angry, that is what this is referring to. You access emotional states or you live in your emotions when you are looking down right. And when you are looking down left, you're in your semantic word verbal area. And this is where we tend to look when we talk to ourselves, when we are working through words, when our brain is on overdrive. Knowing that, it's easy to see why somebody who is sad or depressed tends to look down. It's not that the act of looking down is causing them to be depressed, it's just that they're living in this emotional state and then they're stuck in their head and they're replaying scenarios over and over again and talking to themselves, so they're constantly looking down. So when you're sad, you tend to look down. And as actors, we can use that as a tool. When you're learning a monologue or a scene or working on a character, you're going to be accessing your own memories and your own thoughts. But once you have that all down and you know the piece and you know the character, start to play around with the idea of where that character might look. Is the character lying? He might look up to his right. Is the character trying to recall a sound from his past? Look to the left. Is the character accessing emotion? Are you trying to access an emotion as an actor? Look down and to the right. Get that emotion and then think it back up. Try to examine where you are looking when you were thinking about things. I challenge you as actors to play around with opposites. When you are sad on stage, we bury our sadness in a downward direction. I challenge you to try playing the opposite. Bring the sadness, maybe access it from down here, and then bring it up into thoughts about your future, thoughts about your past. And a lot of people don't look any direction when they're lost in thought. They kind of just have that sort of far away look. They bring it out. And if you can do that as an actor, your face is going to be up for the camera, it's going to be up for the audience. We're going to see the expressions on your face, and it's going to give the audience a sense that you're doing something different as an actor. You're not being sad down here, you're being sad up here. You're crying and tears are coming out and you're looking straight up. That's gonna be some powerful kind of emotional connection that the audience is gonna go like, wow, I've experienced that myself. That anguish out of nowhere, you know? I find that looking down and to the right will help me think of an emotion from my past, access it. I'll get tears starting to well up, or I might start to laugh, and then I can bring that emotion up. Dipping it into your own thoughts, thinking about what you're gonna say, and then bringing it back up. Well, this tip was supposed to be short, but I rambled on a little long. Try this tip with your acting, see what results you get, and report back here in the comments below. Let me know how it worked out for you. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and follow the other videos that may or may not be appearing on your screen right now. I'll see you next time. Thank you for coming.